I'm surrounded by idiots.
All right, so 30 years of The Lion King. Still one of Disney's greatest, the best. I mean, just from sitting there. I know last year we saw it when they did their 100th ceremony. Spectacular stuff. They're seeing that. Toy Story, Frozen. I almost said Elsa. Frozen. Pirates of the Caribbean. Being 20 years old last year. Holy cow. But The Lion King, just that opening scene alone. The Circle of Life. I mean, it's just enough to show you just like... That alone, just the animation, what they took for it, the music, everything about it, is better than pretty much everything made nowadays. And the live action especially. I don't know how you can like the live action. And then we had to sit through a preview for Mufasa. Absolutely terrible. But The Lion King, God. I mean, it's just from start to finish. An amazing movie, just in terms of the animation, the character development, the arcs, what goes through. I mean... The songs, the music. For me, it's the music that gets me the most. Zimmer's score. God. It sticks with me afterwards. It sticks with you, gets you through the movie, the emotions, and it sticks with me days, weeks after. Like, I'll sit there just thinking of the music from each scene, you know, where he's like, you said you'd always be there for me, but you're not. You're not. And you hear that music playing, and then just... Everything about it is just absolutely amazing. It's emotional. It's wonderful. And then the expressions. When, you know, like the scene again, like how can the live action, like how can you like it? How can the live action live up to, how can it live up to what you see, like, again, with the emotion, just everything in their faces and the expressions. The scene with Mufasa's death alone. When you see Mufasa, you can see it in his face and how he's reacting and looking because he's scared that his child, you know, the parent upset that their child could die. You could see it all in there. Simba reacting, Dad, and then no, and then just watching Scar, like as music like da 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 da, and he's just kind of slowly slinking. You can see in his face as he's watching, like, you son of a bitch, you sick bastard, and everything. Just how good his acting is too. When he's like, Mufasa, Simba, he's in trouble, and you can see like his acting, and then to go from that to. And that all that stuff there when he's talking, go away and never return. Kill him. And everything about that, you don't get that in any of, like, the CGI stuff and the lines and the live action. It's laughable. Absolutely amazing. And while not my favorite of the songs, I still think the best ones is Hunchback. Absolutely amazing in terms of rhyme, but they're still good, fun songs, and you just enjoy them. Like, I guess it's part of me, like, the older I get, I enjoy, like, I'm going along with the you know, with the Hakuna Matata. I just can't wait to be king. And then you pay attention more to the lyrics, and then the interactions. Like, I love Simba and his interaction with Zazu through that song, that whole thing leading up. And the lines of dialogue and everything is just really, really good. But again, my favorite is still Be Prepared. And just the symbolism and everything in that damn scene and that damn song. It's a catchy song. It's really good. Probably my favorite of the villain songs. Scar's my favorite of the Disney villains. It's good he gets his comeuppance, but he's such a damn good villain. I wouldn't say likable, but he's got so much to him. I've got in the shallow end of the gene pool. There's this. You're so weird, you have no idea. No, never. No, not that. Anything but that. Coconuts, deedly. Just everything about him is like this, and you never see the light of day. Oh, you made me lose my lunch. Scar. Impeccable timing, sir. Everything about it is amazing. I love the characters, the dialogue, the voice acting is just all picked perfectly, and they're so great. It could go on and on. Timon and Pumbaa, obviously, Nala. Again, it's such a great thing, you know. You're the baboon, and I'm not. I'm going to take that stick. No, not the stick! Hey, let me tell you something. It's on a squash banana. And so I think it's like, Ron, you don't even know who you are. So many smart things. Yeah. And it's like, I think you're the one that's confused. Like, you don't know who you are, though. Very telling for today, right?
Yep.
Just like the whole thing with Scar. Very, comparisons. Anyway. But I just love that. And he's like, sure I do. You're Mufasa's boy. Bye. And then just the emotions of there, like when Simba dies, you know, he's all excited. He makes a little painting, and then he's all, and then you see like the little symbol that the drawing he makes, you know, and then he just smears it and wipes it. It's that little, enough of that there with him just smearing that damn thing. And then when he's all excited, like, huh, Simba? And then like that, everything about it. Then walking the log and he's aging a little bit older. I don't know. It just very well done, and just so many. You don't get that again with live action. You just don't. I'm sorry. It looks stupid. The live action stuff is absolute garbage. I don't see how anyone can prefer it over. I still don't even know how you can even like it. But I mean, when you have a masterpiece of something like this in just terms of animation and storytelling and everything that just came together, and then the score from that fucking movie still is the movie that gets it sticks with you. It's beautiful, it's sad, it's haunting, it fits with, you can remember and picture every freaking scene, especially all the emotional stuff that goes through, where, you know, Simba has to talk with Mufasa, and Mufasa's just trying to tell him how to do this, and he's like, I was scared I almost lost you, or, you know, and stuff like that, where it's just the bonding of the father and the son, and just everything is just freaking-tacular. You feel like you lived through it yourself, and it's not just, you know, you're impacted as a child, and you're still impacted even as an adult by this movie. It's so well done, and I just don't know how. And I'm glad that they brought it back again, and it did pretty okay in the box office again, so yeah, you know, but the more important thing is that go see that over, like, anything else. Like, The Lion King is absolutely amazing, and just, it is what it is. It's a masterpiece. You just can't recreate that again.
And they've even tried to do that with this new CGI stuff, and I'm sorry, if you're going to try to go that realistic, you're just not going to get the emotion in their faces and all that stuff.
I don't know.
It just feels
something
kind of wooden acting at that point.
Yeah, just, I don't know.
It was great that they put it back in theaters, because you get to see all the beautiful, you know, hand-drawn art, basically, in motion. And yeah, there is, you know, Blu-rays, and maybe they made 4K now, but it's still nothing compared to seeing it on the big screen. Still a classic for a good reason. It's just such a beautiful movie, and the songs are very catchy, very memorable. I think...
Why is you sick? La, 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 la.
I think Scar makes a wonderful villain, and as you said, from him, his acting... trying to be, you know, all brotherly to go straight to cold-hearted.
The interaction with him and Mufasa is just amazing. Him and Simba is amazing. Him and everybody is amazing. I don't know what it is, but he just really stands out as, I don't know why people, I don't know. I mean, I got nothing against, like, Ursula and Cruella, but I feel like I would choose Ursula over Cruella, but... Scar, I think, should be above those in just terms of wow. Just wow. I mean, not just for how horribly evil the guy is, but just for, again, not likable, but something about him where he's enjoyable.
Yes.
He's very enjoyable.
I feel like he's got a good sense of humor for being a villain. And, you know, with how evil it is, it's fun to see him pretty much pretend not to be, for the most part, where you can still tell.
And then, like, to this day, the Mufasa stuff still gets you. And I love how it affects so much to Simba. How he, again, the whole run away from it. And then, just, again, the music's coming in there, you know, where it's like, you have forgotten who you are, therefore you have forgotten me. And then just everything about it, like, I'm crying just thinking about that, listening to that, because you can, when you hear that music, you can picture the scene. When you picture the scene, you can hear that music. See how well that goes together? God,
I think
emotional, powerful freaking movie. And then when watching the ending, I love it. Dun, dun, like when they're battling, dun, dun, they get the certain things they choose with it, like the, you know, slow motion, boosh, boosh, and they're standing up, and it's in like the slow motion with the flames. God, sorry, but
it's such a good film, and they do very well. I know. In previous stuff like Bambi or whatever, the mother dies, and it's sad because, you know, it's the interaction. They had such a good interaction, the son and mother. But what makes this one even more sad, at least in my personal opinion, is because he died trying to save his son, and that's why it impacts Simba so hard.
Again, throughout the movie too, is how Simba acts, and Mufasa trying to tell him what not to be this way, to be to kind of responsibility and just everything like this, and then him the way he acts, so then you could feel. It's one of those things where take Spider-Man, why they did such a great job with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, where you saw Peter. How much he loved Aunt May and Uncle Ben, but then at the end there, he was getting more focused on, I got to do this so I can get, MJ to impress me.
Mm-hmm.
So how how he's like, I want to talk to you. He's like, stop acting like my father. How he gets that. Then he feels bad that what he said to him, and then he dies.
Yeah.
So that gets him. And then how Simba is, where he didn't really go to that length, but the way he was acting, the way he was doing stuff, just to be like, oh my gosh, I caused that to my dad, so it's gonna frickin' haunt him forever. Yeah. Especially then he got Scar being the asshole he is, telling him that it was his fault. When it's just like, so you get all that stuff where it just works perfectly, because you're introduced right away how just Mufasa's character is, and you love him from the get-go. So that's what makes it so hurtful, is Mufasa's so amazing, and then it's coming, because it's all happening with the foreshadowing, and then obviously when Scar says it. That's where it hits so much, and it's so impactful, because they're just really characters you feel.
The movie in general has such a good lessons to learn from life.
You don't get that in movies anymore. You don't get anything about the good morals and lessons and family and all that stuff there, and value and virtue, and you don't get any of that stuff anymore, it seems like.
Which is a shame, because there's so much you can learn from watching a movie, especially something that
a lot of people should be watching this kind of stuff and learn stuff.
Because as Simba, he's a child, and he's naive, and he's all about himself, which has consequences, which eventually obviously leads to his father dying. And instead of taking responsibility or what he believed he did, he took the easy way out in life, and that caused problems for everyone else. So it teaches you a lesson, not to be so self-centered, to do what's right, and fight for what's really important. You may not see it at first because you're so selfish, but it could hurt the ones you love even more. And so there's other lessons you can learn from this movie.
No, there's so much. It's so good. And again, especially the older I got, I really love and feel for Zazu, and I really love his interactions more and more as I see things, and I love his dialogues with that, all that stuff there. Again, you can talk so much about Timon and Pumbaa. I usually I don't care for, but it works there, with Pumbaa and the gas and then all the gross bug stuff, but it works with them so much. I like how good Nala and Simba are when they're kids, how good they are together. The hyenas, evil, but they're fun and likable. They're just stupid little henchmen for Scar, and I like how, again, very telling of how stuff should be, nowadays, where eventually, the certain people in power use you, and then you find out how they really feel about you, and then, I thought you said we were the enemy, and then that's usually what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And history repeating itself type stuff there. That's just what's going to happen. That's usually what happens. So it's kind of very telling when you see that stuff there. It's pretty funny. And it's so good. And not only so many things where you get emotional during it, and I get emotional at the end when it's it's all done, the rain falls, and then they're all kind of there, and then you see Rafiki, and he just kind of stands there, and he tells them, he doesn't say anything, the music's playing, the stick up to the top of the Pride Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks over there, and he's like, it is time. And then he does the hug thing like Mufasa did to him, Yeah. And I'm like, and then the music's playing, dun, 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 dun. They're all looking up as the rain's falling, as he gets to the top of there to do his roar, and it's just God, it's it's impact. It's emotionally just wonderful.
Yes.
And then I love how it bookends, where it opens the way it does and it ends exactly the same. Spectacular freaking movie in every way.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can like it, and if you don't like it, sorry, you're wrong. This is one of those movies where I'm like, you're wrong. I don't know how you can what's wrong with you to not like it, especially if you prefer the live action over it. There's something definitely wrong with you. Sorry. I love the second movie.
But
it's a great movie. And I love the Timon and Pumbaa cartoon show.
But in general, the more you keep doing that, the more it seems like it waters it down and ruins it for all Disney's creations.
Oh yeah, you don't need to keep doing it. 1.5 was still fun, though. But The Lion Guard made absolutely no sense, in my opinion. Just for like, it just felt like it was just a forced type of thing, kind of like how the Rapunzel cartoon, where I'm like, really? Now you're adding a lot of weird stuff to this stuff. Just
and changing the lore.
It's a little weird because when you watch the Simba 2, it's like he doesn't have a son in that. So then you're like, well, then where was he during this? Well, here's the story of why he isn't there when they're adults. I'm like, it's weird. It doesn't add up because he goes off and becomes in his own pride somewhere else, or becomes the guard, or whatever. I'm like, and then Scar returns. I'm like, it's like, stop it.
Well,
so, but enough of that. Let's keep going positive on how good the Lion King is.
Oh yeah. Each character is like its own character. It's not like I understand that they had a lot of animals in the background, but for the most part, anyone that actually interacted with the main characters were really well written and well developed characters, and they had their own personality. So they weren't really wooden or anything like that. And well, I mean, we can go on about the score and everything.
We can go on for like scene by scene, moment by moment, but we'll try to wrap it up somewhat.
Yeah. So overall, I still think it holds up to this day, and it's hard for anything like that to now exist. And so I definitely think if for some reason you watch this review and never seen it, you should definitely check it out. And if you have seen it, you should definitely see it again. It's a shame it's already out of the theaters, but it's just good to even whip out at home again and watch.
We saw it last year. We saw it this year. I mean, if they put it out every year, I'd go see it in theaters every year just because it's that good. I don't know. I enjoy it.
And it's nice to see people still take their kids to it. So it's good to see people passing such a good movie on to their children.
Oh, yeah. But I think it's also just good that, cool, I saw this as a kid 30 years ago, and I'd like to see it in theaters again, so it's nice.
Tell us what your favorite memories about the movie and your favorite scenes. And we'll love to read about
Happy
it.
30 years, too. Wow.
Yeah. We'll definitely try to comment back to you. Thanks. If you like this video, don't forget to hit a like.
Let us know what you think about The Lion King again. Like he said, just let us know. It's an awesome movie.
Definitely.
Why you love it.
And we'll try to get a couple more movies before the year's over, of their anniversary years.
Yep.
At least. If there's an anniversary movie you'd like for us to review, just let us know too. We'll love to see you again next time.
Like, comment, subscribe, and
stay gnarly.
Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful phrase.
We love you, Elsa. We love you.